So he gets to his warehouse where he stored his new boat that nobody knew about. That he paid for in cash. Even though they're having financial problems.
I mean, I think regardless of the financial problems, you might not put it past Scott Peterson to not tell his wife about a boat purchase, but I just think it's odd that he told law enforcement that he was golfing. He told everyone in his family, made it a point to tell them that he was golfing.
Even when they started looking for her.
Said he was golfing, but in reality he had bought a boat in cash that he mentioned to nobody and had like the wrong stuff with him to fish. And I remember, was it in the Hulu documentary or something that I watched? It was like Scott was not known as a fisherman.
No,
either.
He didn't fish a lot.
It wasn't something he did often.
He had been a few times, but he didn't have a boat.
Right.
So here's another thing that like I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Scott's father-in-law, which is Laci's stepfather, was a really avid fisherman. He would go all the time, and he actually had Scott's fishing pole. And Scott didn't say, "Oh, hey, Ron, I know you like to fish. Why don't we go fishing on Christmas Eve?" Because Ron was actually fishing on Christmas Eve.
Right.
The only difference is Ron actually fishes, so, everyone else... I don't know if you know anyone who fishes, but they go at, 4 a.m. They go super early. So he's got Scott's fishing pole, so instead of Scott contacting him and saying, "Hey, I'm going fishing on my secret boat," he goes and buys a new fishing pole. They find the fishing pole with the tag still on it.
And then he was using the wrong bait as well.
He couldn't even tell them what he was fishing for. Then he decides sturgeon, and they're like, "Oh, what kind of bait did you use?" He's like, "Lures." And they're
wrong kind.
Sturgeon, they fish with sturgeon, they fish for sturgeon with live bait. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. His whole fishing trip is fishy, if you ask me.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that one hurts. So... Also, he bought his boat the day after he told Amber Fry that he lost his wife, and this would be the first holiday he spent without her. That was December 9th when he purchased the boat.
Amber Fry being the woman that he was having an affair with.
Who did
not know he was married.
Right.
For anyone that doesn't know.
So he gets to his warehouse, briefly works on his computer, which is corroborated by computer records, and he unloads the tools from his truck into the warehouse, and he cuts his hand on the toolbox. And this is important because the police notice he's got cuts on his hands, and he says, "Oh yeah, that's because I cut my hand today." He hooked his boat up and drove to the Berkeley Marina, which is either 90 minutes or 90 miles from his warehouse.
Either way, it's really far.
It's really far.
It's not close by.
And it's not prime fishing time. He left at 9:30ish, according to him.
Even if it was prime fishing time, his fishing pole still had the tags, and he didn't have the right kind of bait, and he didn't catch anything. So, were you really fishing? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just the whole thing is really weird. So, around this time that he's heading out, the neighbor found their dog, Mackenzie, wandering around the neighborhood with his leash on. And so she took the dog and put him in their backyard because she recognized, oh, that's the Peterson's dog.
Right.
And so this is important because if Scott really was, if Laci really did walk the dog, which she had not done in 4 months, she would have done it probably around that time when Scott's already not there, right? And that's if Laci was alive that day. Because no one talked to her besides Scott and Martha Stewart. So, he gets his boat launch ticket.